want to start with Kaiser and Esmeri being named to the first team. I feel like both of them kind of took similar journeys this year, taking such a big step from last year to this year. What allowed both of them to do so?
Well, I think they both worked extremely hard this summer, which really helped them be prepared for, this opportunity. But they had good years. Esmeri averaged a double-double, which is hard to do in this league. And then you got Kaiser is one of the top scorers in the league, and they both did a terrific job.
Joe Mercado.
Like a bit of extra time than you normally would have in the city leading up to the conference tournament. How do you fill the extra time? How often can you get out and practice? What's your lead up over the next couple of days?
Well, it's very limited what we can do right now. You only allowed so much time to practice. You really don't have a choice how much time you can practice. It's up to, the procedures here. So it's different than anything we've done all year. But every team has to do it, and we'll adjust and get ready for Friday.
Back to Carey.
One of the few teams in the Big 12, knock on wood, that didn't have a COVID stoppage this year. What do you think allowed that to happen, and how did these girls prioritize, basketball over everything else?
Yeah, you got to give credit to all our players and staff. They did a great job. They were very disciplined. They didn't go out to parties. They didn't go out to social events. And you got to give them a lot of credit, because that's tough. That's tough for a college student not to do all that. That's why you go to college. That's part of your education, to be honest with you. But, they did a great job. They did a great job and was very disciplined.
Joe, go ahead.
Mike, have you been able to practice since Monday night's game, and how's Kaiser been since then?
No, we got practice today. We'll practice today. We gave them off yesterday. Kaiser still has a lot of soreness in her ankle. She's not full go yet, so we'll see where she's at come Friday. But as of right now, she's not full go.
Mitchell, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Just sort of reflecting back on these two Baylor games that you had this season, there's a good chance, maybe you see them again upcoming in the tournament here. What are you hoping to do different in these two games? Has there been a common theme that's kind of stopped you guys from getting over the hump against Baylor?
Well, first of all, they have great players. They have high school parade McDonald All-Americans on the roster, first of all. Second of all, we're down. I think we were tied at our place at halftime. We were down 6 at halftime at their place. I mean, we were in foul trouble both games. And, I think going in the fourth quarter, it was an 8-point game. And Esmeri was in foul trouble. Carey was in foul trouble. And then in the fourth quarter, Kaiser went down. So, I mean, I feel very comfortable playing Baylor. I really do. But we got to stay out of foul trouble. We're just not deep in the post right now. We got to stay out of foul trouble. And if we don't stay out of foul trouble, their two posts are really, really good. Smith was player of the year in the conference, and rightfully so. She's that good.
Joe, go ahead.
Mike, obviously the big focus is next week in the NCAA tournament and getting as healthy and as full strength as you can for that. But how much do you think you can help your cause in seeding or potentially hurt your cause in seeding this week?
I think we can definitely help it if we can advance in the tournament. Now, as far as hurting it, I don't know if it'll hurt it too much, but we definitely could help our cause. But you'd have to go to the championship game in order to help your cause. You're not going to help it with just one win or whatever. You're going to have to get in the championship game.
Carey, go ahead.
I know you mentioned a couple of weeks ago that Maddie would probably be available for the NCAA tournament. They said on the broadcast that maybe for the Big 12 championship game, if you guys made it there, what's she looking like?
Who said that?
One of the broadcasters, not me. I'm not this.
No, I'm just saying. I wish you were right, but that's not true. We really don't know she'll be ready for we're hoping. She's hoping, we're hoping, the trainers are hoping, everybody's hoping she'll be ready for the NCAAs. But I've already told her if she's not 100%, we're not playing her. I'm not going to, take a chance on her playing in the future or take a chance getting her re-injured because it was a bad injury. And, I told her she's probably going to hate me if I decide not to play her in the NCAA, but it is what it is. I'm not going to put somebody out there I think could get hurt. And so we'll just have to keep evaluating her and see where she's at.
Mitchell, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach. You mentioned seeding, in the NCAA tournament there. In most years, if you're a top 4 seed, you get the chance to host, and that's a big deal. This year, with everything being kind of one site, does it matter all that much to you if you all move up to 3 or if you're dropped to a 6 or whatever the case is?
Well, it does because it depends who you're playing. It's all about matchups. I'll be honest with you. In women's basketball and men, it's all about matchup. In women's basketball, it's all about you got to play on somebody's home floor. And this year, you don't have to do that. So that makes it, in my opinion, fair that everybody's going to play on a neutral floor. And depends on the matchups you get. It may be a better seed being 6, depending on the matchup, than it is to have a 3 seed. So you just don't know yet.
Any more questions for Coach? Back to Mitchell. Go ahead. Oh, Mitchell, you're still muted.
Good. I just had another question about one of your players. You got Jasmine Carson this season from Georgia Tech, and it looks like she's been playing kind of pretty consistent minutes for you here lately off the bench. What she does sometimes, I guess, doesn't always show up in the stat sheet. What has she brought to the team kind of down the stretch this?
Well, she gives us another score. She can shoot the basketball. She can score. She has to continue to learn our system, continue to get better on the defensive end, continue to take care of the basketball. But they all do, not just her. But she gives us another legit shooter and another legit scorer. And I do want to mention Carey and KK was honorable mention, also honors in the Big 12. And they did a great job this year also.
Carly, go ahead.
So you play either Texas Tech or Kansas State, teams that played you pretty close in the regular season. I'm sure they're excited to get a third crack at you. What challenges do both of them present?
Well, they both bring a different challenge. Kansas State we just played recently, and then it's been a while since we played Texas Tech. So, it really doesn't matter. In tournament time, you got to play who's there. And everybody's played everybody twice right now, so there's really no surprises what the teams are going to do. You just got to come out and execute and hope you're hitting shots.
Any final questions? Carly, one more.
Don't cut me off, Tanner. I feel like depth has been, a constant conversation throughout the season, but in a Big 12 tournament setting, how ready are your girls to play back to back to back when depth is already a problem?
Yeah, but you know what? I've had other teams had to do that. We just got to play. The biggest thing is getting in foul trouble, to be honest with you. If we can just stay out of foul trouble, we're okay. Going into the NCAAs, if we get Maddie back, that makes us deeper at the guard position, which really helps. But we just got to stay out of foul trouble and play and everybody else. Most of the teams are playing 7, 8 people right now anyway, getting down to tournament time. So it's not like anybody's playing 10, 12 players at this time of the year.